demands. He's had a whole raft of jobs. He now chairs Asda. He did chair Ocado and took them to far happier times as well as he developed that globally. And, of course, he once, I think about 9 years ago, did a review into the NHS. His name is Lord Rose, but I call him Stuart. He's in the studio. Good to have you on board, Governor. Good summer, just firstly?
I had a good summer. Thank you very much, Nick. Nice to see you. You're looking well yourself.
I'm doing all right, and it's back to school. Before I come to the first question, which I'll just warn you is going to be...
Is it back to school?
Well... It should be. Yeah, we'll get you on that as a moment. It should be back to school. Just broadly, I can't have someone like you with the job you do currently, the job you did before, without starting with a question of the health or otherwise of the high street. Where are we, Stuart?
Well, I think we've just seen some numbers out this morning, and I haven't caught up with them. But, I mean, July sales were a bit depressed. There is no doubt about it. Public confidence is down. People are thoughtful about spending money because they have to be. People are very thoughtful about big-ticket spending. So, if you're going to buy a house, you think about it hard. If you're going to buy a car, you're going to think about it hard, and that's a natural consequence of the economic situation that we're in.
How much is this as a result of Brexit?
Well, listen, I don't want to start, banging on about that day one, but it has had an effect. You've seen every single day now things that have not happened that we were promised would happen are not bringing us the prosperity that we thought we would get. I mean, take the simple one, yesterday's press. We are not going to do a trade deal with India in short order. We need to do trade deals. We were promised we'd have more trade deals post-Brexit because we'd be free in the second Elizabethan age. Sadly, Elizabeth is not with us anymore. But that's the case, and we've got to find a way of getting this economy growing and growing it overseas and exporting.
Do you see the day when our children or our grandchildren will return to some form of European, not necessarily the EU, but some form of a European Union?
There is a young man or a young woman of quite young age today who will be standing on an orange box, I'm convinced, in the next 10 or 15 years, telling us that actually the new dawn is for us to come back into some sort of renegotiated European arrangement, and I'm very confident that will happen. I'll probably be dead, but it will happen.
And so it would happen within 20?
Yes, probably within 20 years. It's common sense.
Just explain why it's common sense.
Well, it's common sense because, there are three sort of major areas in the world now. There's the North American sort of area, there's the Eastern area, and there's the European area. We sit on the edge 20 miles away from, 250 million people, who are all heading in one direction, and we've decided to sail our boat in a slightly different direction. It just doesn't make sense. And the young people today, if you go and ask them and poll them, will tell you that they think it's crackers.
And just lastly on this, because I don't want it to be solely addressed to Brexit, your points are very, very apt about deals that weren't done with India. Stuart, had deals had been done that we were promised, such as India and others, would you temper some of your criticism of Brexit then, or would you still, as you did indeed, lead a campaign?
No, because there's a whole long list of other things that we could go through, A to Z, which are not working for us, which we are not better off as a result of voting out. And we did a democratic thing. We voted. We accepted that vote, although I think now, obviously in retrospect, having a straight 50% majority was lunacy.
51% majority, indeed, yeah, absolutely.